What's going on, everyone? Jake here again. So if you haven't seen the previous video, I went and picked up a Impala project from a guy in town, and last video I went ahead and showed it off to you, and we drove it home and went to the junkyard and got some new parts to put on it. So if you haven't seen it, go watch that one first and then come back here. But in this video, we're gonna go ahead and start replacing the old parts. All right. So we got our tools out. And I think it'd probably be best to start with taking the bumper off. So to do that, on both sides you're gonna have, these ones are already come out, but you're gonna have these clips that in the middle are supposed to pry out and then come right out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. The bumper on both sides. See them all there. And then you're gonna have up in here is one screw on each side. I don't know if you can see in there, right there, and you're gonna have to get to it from underneath on both sides. And then you'll have some more clips that pop out and come out. And then you've got the same thing all along the bottom. You can see them there. You have to get all those out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But before I do that, let me show you how the headlights come out. They both got this plastic piece here. You just pull up and it comes out. And then you've got one using 9/32 screw here. Be easier to just do it like this. Yep. Oh, come on. Alright, and then it comes off. Put these somewhere else. Put them up here. So then just kind of give it a little wiggle. A few little wiggles. There we go. That comes out. And you've got one plug here. Nope. If it wants to cooperate. Nope, it's gonna make me use both hands. Alright, so that just unplugs from there. Then you can remove your headlight. Set it aside. Alright, real quick, I didn't notice on each side as well, you've got two 9/32 screws that have to come out. Alright, so the bolts that are up top on each side are 10mm, but once you get everything out, it pops right off. You can throw it over there. So now, clean up. We've got all kinds of bits of plastic here from this whole support piece is all destroyed. So pick all that stuff up. And then I think what I'll do next is pull this apart and pull this out and figure out how to run the new one. Might be a bit of a challenge because it runs through down through here, right here, goes up into a spot in the firewall there, so we'll have to pull off This trim piece here, have to take that off, and then we'll have to pull the carpet back as well. Alright, so now that I got the bumper off, I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead. Well, there's supposed to be a great big plastic support piece that goes through here. It got all busted up. I've got a new one right there. So what I can do is, see where the bolts go that mount it. There's two here. There's two that go here. And there's one on each side here. Right there. And then the bottom piece just clips around this. So I'll go ahead and get all the rest of the shrapnel off, get all these bolts out, and then I'll go ahead and take this whole piece off. Goes down to there. I've got a whole new one. And then get this cable pulled out of here and try and get the new one put in. Alright, so these top bolts, these ones here, and then the two that are going to be on this piece are all going to be 10 millimeter. And then you also have a small on each side that are going to be 9/32 that also need to come out. Okay, so for your hood latch, you got two bolts on this side, one over here, 10 millimeter, and then they'll come out. You've got one plug in that sets right there on that clip. Just unplug that, and then as far as the cable goes, you just pop it off of there. It goes into this hole here. And there's two little tabs you have to pinch in. I'll show you here on that piece. That one's broken. You got to pinch them in. It comes out, and then you can reroute your cable out of there. So easy enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And if I remember correctly, these are 13s. Yep, those are going to be 13 millimeter, the top two. And then that bottom one, which is a nut, I think should be 10 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Alright, so next I'm going to remove this air box for two reasons. Reason number one is it'll be easier for me to deal with this hood latch cable. And number two, it is broken and has to be replaced anyways. And I've got a new one to go in it. So I went ahead and moved this bar out of the way. It sits right here. So I moved it out of the way. 13 millimeter. You can just loosen that one up and it'll move. So this here, we got two clips. And it should come apart. And the bottom, it's already loose. But on the bottom, it's got two like rubber things. You just push the bottom down in and it clips in there. So, and then to get the top off, it's got two clips here and two clips on that side. And then as you can see, the computer sets in there. So let me get this top part off. Alright, so I got the top piece off, as you can see right there. So all you do for this is there's a clip right here. You push that out and try and pull up on the computer at the same time. And then it will pop right out of there. And then this here is literally just setting in here. So just pull it up. And then you can set them to the side somehow, and then this pulls up out of here. I have to wiggle it around here, and that comes out. So let's say it looks like they've broken off in here. I'll have to try and pull them out, but there's two like little plastic pins that push down and clip into these rubber pieces here that hold it in place. Okay, so on your hood release cable, I think there's usually a clip here. It is missing on this one, but there is a clip there, right there, that should just pop apart with a flathead screwdriver. So then it's going to run in. If I get the camera to focus, right there, right there. You can see me wiggle it. So it's going to go through its own little hole there. There's a rubber grommet on it. So, like I said, you're going to have to come in here. And this trim piece should just pop right off if you pull on it. Oh, dropped my phone. But that pops right off. And then you can get to your cable here. And then again, you're going to have two. You have to pinch that in with some pliers or something. And then this will pop out of there. And then it runs up under the dash. And then goes up and out of that hole. So once you unhook that, you can pull on it from this end and it'll come out. So let me do that. Alright, so I went ahead and moved this panel out of the way. It swings around up, goes up in there. I moved that. It's just got 3 of these plastic clips. So I got that out of the way, and now I can see better. And get the cable out of there. As you can see, just goes right up in there through the firewall, just above the steering column there. So, if we go around here, should just be able to pull on it. It should come out fairly easy. Yeah, let me see here. Alright, I had to give that one a good pull. You gotta pull this rubber boot out of there. But so here's the new one. You can see it's not all tore up, so I have to feed it back into that hole, hook it back up in there, run it through and hook it up to the new latch, which I have right there. And then we'll be able to open our hood. Okay, so I got that all ran. Went ahead and put the new air box in. A little vent there. And went ahead and hooked this all up. It's all good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this plastic support on. And this literally just go on like this. And it'll slide into place. This whole thing will clip around that bumper. And just press it on there. Then we gotta put our bolts back in. Let's say the 2 there, the 2 little ones, and the other one's there, and the 2 in the middle. And then that's done. Then we can put our bumper on. Okay, so we got that all bolted up, nice and sturdy. Now we can go ahead and get the new bumper on. Get it set in place here. Somewhat, but so I have to put all the plastic pins back in and a couple bolts here. So go ahead and do that. Alright, so here you go, guys. Got the headlights back in, bumper all on. Got the new hood put on. It latches. It doesn't look great, but a lot better than what it was. A lot better than it being all smashed. And I can paint it later on if I get real crazy. Let's see, make sure the hood will open. And it does. Awesome. And as far as, there's 2 grill pieces that go in here, but I think I can salvage them out of the old bumper. got the chrome, and put them on. But for now, she's all done. Alright, so it's a couple days later, guys. No, just wanted to show it in the daylight so you could see it a little better. But I've been driving it and it's been totally fine. The only issue I'm having is this passenger tail light. I can't get the running light or the reverse light to work, but my brake light and turn signal light works. And I replaced, there's a wiring harness, this little wiring harness. This was the one that was in it. I got another one from a junkyard. It did not fix the problem. I changed the bulbs. It didn't fix the problem either. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I have to figure that out. But right now I've decided to put my other trunk lid on. So I've taken this wiring harness, goes along here with all these little pop things that go in there. I'm just popping them out with these here. Just get it behind it and pop them out. Oh, and then also had this piece of whatever you want to call it, insulation piece on there. And that's just held in with all these little plastic pieces that pop out. So I'm gonna have to, I'm not sure how this unplugs off of here. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just change this whole piece. I'll just pull it right out of there and bolt it into the other one. It'll be easy enough. And then looks like these are gonna be 10 millimeter. Got 2 on each side. Takes that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so got the other one put on, got that one off. So let's say you got 2 10 millimeter nuts on both sides, and then the 3 bolts that hold this on are also 10 millimeter. And I went ahead and put this insulation piece back on, so go ahead and close it down. I already checked to make sure everything's gonna line up okay. And there you go. Okay, it looks a lot better with the spoiler. Gives it a sportier look. So I'm happy with it. But I think that's all I'm going to be doing to it for now, other than figuring out what's wrong with that tail light. And I also went ahead and cleaned it up, vacuumed it all out. And you can't see it very well, but vacuumed the floors out and the seats and everything, because it smelled really bad of cigarettes in here. So I vacuumed everything out, cleaned the dash off, and hung a couple air fresheners. And quite a lot better now. Because it was pretty gross getting in this thing and it just reeks like cigarettes. I don't know why people smoke in their vehicles, but to each their own. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Let me know what you think. Oh, and I did figure out the taillight issue. It ended up being a fuse, which I've never seen before, because I'm used to driving, a lot older vehicles, and usually, it's just one fuse that controls all the lights. But this one had two separate little fuses for each side of just the running light, which like I say, is really weird to me. I've never seen that. I've never seen a fuse that controls just one single light. But that took care of that issue. And then the reverse light, it was just a bad bulb, so replaced the bulb. So tail light's working good now. So but yeah, let me know what you think, and say hopefully it'd be a good car for me for a little bit, and until maybe I'd find something a little better or newer. But if you want to see more rebuilds like this, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and of course don't forget to subscribe, and have a good one.